Hi everyone, Michelle this guy is here, and today's video is titled You Believe in God, but do you believe in His power? Now, many of you call yourselves Christians. Being a Christian means being a follower of Christ. Now, what I've been witnessing in the world today is that many people say they follow Christ, right? But their actions exhibit something else. I remember I was in a public place and I was on the computer. And in the place I was in, the doors were locked, and the only way for it to be opened was for one of the staff to let someone in for security reasons. Now, I was on the computer and I see a little girl at the door knocking to come in. And the staff members would not let her in. An innocent child. So eventually, after a while, because the girl kept on knocking on the door, the staff member finally let her in and started yelling at the young girl. Now, this one staff member in particular was a Christian woman, a supposed Christian woman, as she called herself a Christian, a follower of Christ. And she was yelling at this young girl and said, oh, you're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here. Go away and find your father. And I said, wow, and I knew that the staff member and her father didn't get along. So she treated the child very rude in front of me. When that happened, I looked at her and I said, you call yourself a follower of Christ, right? I said, that's a young child. That's a baby. How could you treat an innocent young child like that and call yourself a follower of my God? And she felt ashamed because nobody stood up to her about it, how she treats people, right? You can't say that you follow God and by your actions, you're tarnishing His name and not thinking that His wrath will not come upon you. God has ultimate power. And then many people, when it ricochets back to them in their own lives, they say, God, why? Why, God? Why is it that you allowed someone to treat me like that? But then God tells the person, my child, do you remember how you treated that little child who wanted to be let in, but you treated her badly because of her parent? This is an example. I tell you this example to try to show you that if you're going to follow Jesus Christ, follow His ways. If you cannot have mercy on a young child, my God, on innocent animals, my God, or on people who do you no harm, then you're not of God and you do not believe in his power. Because if you feared God and believed in his power and his righteous judgment, you would not even slip up in a way where you disrespect his children. Hear me. How dare you? How dare you call yourself a follower of Christ? And all you do is gossip. All you do is treat people unjustly. All you do is try to find a way to do evil. You know? And you don't feel bad about it. Why call on the name of God in your bad times after you have planted your bad seeds and then ask God, why? Why do you go to God and ask him why when you know that you're doing wretched things? Do you understand? So we need to come to a place where we fear God, where we respect God's leaders, where we respect the spiritual ranking of people. God is close to children, right? God loves purity. God loves a repentant heart. God always looks at the intention of the heart. He also knows your life and what you've been through. However, a child of God is an overcomer. It makes no sense to hold on to the bitterness from what others do to you, because that means that people have power over you more than God has power. Right? People have power to you more than God. Because you feel like, oh, if I do this to someone, oh, God can't do anything about it. You know, oh, the police didn't see me, so, you know, they have all the power, so, I can do what I want, and as long as they don't know, then okay. No, it's about God. If God is seeing what you're doing, right? Because it'll come back to you on a later date, right? Some of you go around coveting, being jealous of, being envious of people, their homes, their light that God gave to them. And you think God does not see? You really think God, like, why call yourself a Christian if you do not believe in the Almighty and his power? You know what I mean? God made the most evil things in this world, and he can even make even worse than what we know. God gave us good. He's the one who created all the good in the world, and he can give us so much goodness. My God. God has made so many ways for me. It's not even funny. He has blessed my life in many ways. He took away a lot, but he's been blessing me. Because when you're able to give up the things that you value for him, he will bless your life. God will use you in ways that you can't even fathom. You know, I'm a living witness to that. Blessed are you who are persecuted without cause, who is persecuted unjustly, because the power of God, the wrath of God, will go for your enemies. And your enemies will be the ones who cause God to bless you, right? Stars cannot be seen in the day. Stars are seen in the night, right? If people want to be the black sky behind you, for you to shine brighter in the eyes of God, that's on them. They think they're getting away with something. They think so anyway. But God used evil people in my life to bless me and to make me a blessing to others. And that is the power of God. Do you hear me? That is the power of God. My God. You guys have no idea the glory God will bring to your life when you understand his power, when you fear him. I remember I had a dream. I was running away from this huge beast that was running after me, and I was so afraid. But then I felt a presence, right? And I could feel God's presence, and I was scared out of my mind. The fear of it, the power, man, I woke up and I was scared as heck because I could just feel him. And he said, "You fear my creation, but you don't fear me. It's me you're supposed to fear. It's him you're supposed to be fearing." You know what I mean? Just because God is merciful and full of grace doesn't mean he can't pack a punch. Okay, guys? So that's what we have to understand and know. Do not take God for granted. Do not take his power lightly. Do not mess with his children. It's better you have a millstone tied around your neck and you be cast in the sea than for you to mess with his children, right? Yeah, it's better for you because at the end of this life, or even during this life, his wrath will come upon you in a way that you can't even fathom. He will curse your bloodlines. He has ended so many family lines because people have messed with his children, right? Look at Cain and Abel. Cain was jealous of Abel for no just cause, all because God liked his offering better than Cain's, right? And Cain was in competition with Abel. And because Cain couldn't meet the standards of Abel. And because Abel's heart was so genuine, he killed him and his blood was spilt. His blood was spilled and it cried out to God. God could hear it through the blood. Right? Many people cry. And in a person's tears, there is blood. And when they cry and they wash their face or they go shower, it goes into the water supply, into the sea. It evaporates and goes up to the heavens, and God can feel and hear the person's cry. God can feel our pain, and He knows what we're going through. You need to trust in His power, and you need to learn who God is through the Bible, right? Be careful of your heart, because if your heart gets too cold, you'll be lost. You will no longer be able to feel empathy, compassion. You'll no longer be able to feel things that will stop you from doing bad deeds. And if God's love is not in you, which is empathy, compassion, then the devil is the only thing that can reside inside of you, right? Because God is love. And if you cannot have love for your fellow man, then God is not there. You understand? You're not hearing His voice. You're not. So don't call yourself a child of God and you deny His holy power. That's all I'm saying, right? So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, right? And I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Have a wonderful day. Take care. Thank you for watching. And where's that heart at? Bye, guys.